from actual justice warrior.
Counselors here have somehow figured out a way and taken advantage of an opportunity to take redistricting and give it to a white counselor. The fear is that, and this is, again, reporting out, the fear is that because some people are afraid that their district will change and diversify, like Councilor Baker's district, that people will run for office and that person will be a person of color. And so everyone is now super afraid that because Councilor Braden, a white woman, has it, that now that this body, because counselors, for example, all the white counselors here stick together, that they will vote.
Oh my, I don't want to hear shit about any races sticking together. Like, this is ridiculous. Like,
vote or try to move the districts in a way that is not diverse sufficiently to be able to vote in electives of color.
God, it's like every time, race. How much? Holy fuck.
We have fought for a very long time. It is 2022. We're going back and forth about allegations, but here, people are not innocent until proven guilty. People are guilty first. People are crucified. People are lynched. Same old tricks.
Where is it? Show me. Show me the people being crucified and show it.
First, people are crucified.
Where's it
at? People are lynched. Same old tricks, same masters though. And still, people, now everything's changed and everybody.
Did she literally say same tricks, same old tricks, same,
And still, people, now everything's changed and everybody's upset. Everybody is boiling up.
So that right there was a speech given in the Boston City Council by then Boston City Councilwoman Tania Fernandes Anderson. And as you heard in that particular speech, Tania Fernandes Anderson is very angry at the idea that there's so much evil white racism and lynching going on in the Boston City Council. Again, let me remind you, in the Boston City Council, that she decided to go on that unhinged rant back in 2022, where she attacked white people for their evil white racism, and again, for perpetuating the culture of lynching that was happening in Boston in the year 2022. Now, of course, this was an unhinged rant. Now, of course, this was ridiculous and absurd in every possible way. But what you might not know based on that rant is that Tania Fernandes Anderson actually came to the United States of America as an illegal alien, was protected by sanctuary city laws in the city of Boston to such a point where she was able to apply for legal status, get that legal status, and then ended up on the Boston City Council, the very group that protected her, that basically catered to her her entire life, and she decided to reward them by calling them all evil white and racist and talk about how she is the victim of their evil white racism. But to make matters worse, not only was this an illegal alien that made her way to the city council, not only did she run exclusively on anti-white hatred and talking about how, oh my God, the Muslims are such victims, the blacks are such victims, but then when she was in office, in fact, while she was giving this very speech, she decided to use her position of power for corruption.
Keeps happening, man. It keeps happening.
She stole taxpayer dollars. She was caught once. She was actually fined.
Bingo! I know. That's a bingo.
By the city council. And then she decided that she was going to do it again. And this is when she was busted by the feds. And after all of this, after she ended up resigning from the city council, after she pled guilty to her crimes, after she ended up getting sentenced for her crimes, she decided that the real culprit, I don't know if you guys are expecting this, is actually evil white racists that are out there in the city of Boston.
I'm not happy with this result. I'm actually not happy that she got sent to prison. I don't think she should be sent to prison, to be honest. I think she should get the hell out of here. She should get the hell out of America. She should go back to wherever she came from. Get the fuck out of here.
Boston, and this is what we're going to talk about today.
People are calling me and telling me, don't say anything. Stay in your lane. Be quiet. Sit down. You will lose your seat. They won't vote for you. Fight. Don't fight. What the do I have to do in this council in order to get respect as a black woman? I'm not afraid of anybody here. When I make a mistake,
people aren't respecting you because you came here illegally and you're acting like a retard. That's why. It's because you won't shut up about being black. That's why people don't take you seriously.
I will be clear. I don't hate you as a white woman. I don't hate you as a white man. I am sick and tired of this body so stupidly racially divided.
Oh my God, these guys, they only think about his race. That's all they think about.
So depraved. People with no faith because they are afraid of they're losing their advancement. They're afraid of bargaining. They're afraid of leveraging. These people have, oh my God, I can't even call you cowards because desperation deserves mercy. Here's a redistricting. Fine, we give it to a white woman. Can we all get along? Can we get together? Can we love each other now? Can we make sure that black and brown babies don't die? Can we make sure that cops don't kill before people are proven innocent? Can we do that? No, because this body crucifies you first because of allegations. False allegations and not facts.
I have to be perfectly honest with all of you guys. I am so sick of these
I'm so tired of this. Like, I don't know about you guys. I'm literally so tired of this. It's so annoying.
Anti-white politicians, these absolute racist individuals coming to the United States of America, hating everything about our nation and using the position that was gifted to them by this great country in order to attack this nation. It's so ridiculous to hear this woman talk about, oh my God, the blacks are such victims. Oh, white people being represented in the city council is so bad and so evil. How could we possibly have that happen? Let us just, kind of get along. But in reality, she's advocating for anything but getting along. In reality, what this woman is doing is trying to divide the Boston City Council, trying to make everything about race. And of course, what she's actually doing all of this for, these virtue points moments that she's trying to gain in the media, is to make herself seem like the victim. So you don't realize that Tania Fernandes Anderson is actually the perpetrator. Now, as we talked about before, the real suspicion into Anderson actually came into play after she took office in the Boston City Council and immediately started hiring her family members in order to work for her.
Oh, it's so tiring, dude. Why are you hiring your own family members why are you abusing your position of power? It's because you hate. Why are you criticizing me? It's because you hate black people. It's because I'm a woman. Like, oh my God.
Attorney Joshua Levy says her wrongdoings began in 2022.
It's so tiring.
She hired 2 family members to work in her office, despite city rules prohibiting it. Hit with a $5,000 civil penalty. Court documents claim she did it again in 2023, hiring who officials are referring to as staff member A, another family member.
Now, obviously, this is not legal to do in the city of Boston. These are patronage positions. But of course, where Tania Fernandes Anderson is from, which is Cape Verde, Africa, this is perfectly normal. When you get political power, the first thing you do is start stealing everything possible in order to enrich your family members. So Fernandes Anderson, somebody who hates the United States of America, hates our traditions, hates our people, hates everything this nation stands for, immediately started doing that. Now, of course, she was caught. She was busted. Even though this was obvious corruption, she was only fined according to the rules of the Boston City Council, and that fine was a paltry $5,000. Now, I want to point out that for regular ordinary people, a $5,000 fine is definitely significant. However, members of the Boston City Council actually make well over $100,000, and Tania Fernandes Anderson specifically advocated for more money for councilors.
Give me the money. Give me the money. Okay.
And that ultimately ended up getting passed into law. So this should have been no big deal at all whatsoever. But the thing is, Tania Fernandes Anderson not only hates white people, white traditions, and everything about the United States of America.
She came here illegally. They should just send her back to Africa. Like, this is such a simple fucking, this is so simple. She came here illegally, so just send her back to Africa.
But she's also incredibly lazy, incredibly stupid, and wholly incapable of paying her bills. So she was actually behind on her rent when she ended up paying these fines. Now, did she do what normal people did?
Oh God, I just realized that's going to be the thumbnail. That's going to be the fucking title of the video, isn't it, Julio? Oh my God.
Which is cut expenses, maybe spend less money on your vehicle, maybe, I don't know, move to a smaller place.
And in around that same time in 2023, Ms. Fernandes Anderson, the grand jury alleges, hatched this scheme to funnel bonus payments, taxpayer money into her own pocket.
I have to be clear for all the retards, okay? For all of the dumbass retards that are going to talk about this on Twitter, all right? She's from Africa. She came here illegally. She is committing crimes. She should go back to Africa. That's it. That's it. I would have said the same thing if she was Asian. I would have said the same thing. I would have said send them back to China or Japan or wherever. I would have said the same thing.
It's claimed Fernandes Anderson was facing financial hardships, unable to make rent or car payments.
No, absolutely not. According to the Department of Justice, what she actually did in response to this was break the very same rule that she was just fined for by the Boston City Council and decided that she was going to hire another member of her family in order to work for her.
God, it just made me think of it just made me man, Julio, you know that song with the anime girl? Just made me think of that. Oh my God.
Staff and she
No, don't put this. No, Julio, do not put that song in the video, bro. Do not put that song. Oh my God, I know you guys are memeing, but I'll never hear the end of it. I'll never hear the end of it if you put it in there.
Use that patronage position in order to directly enrich herself. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, the reason this ended up becoming a federal
Tell us the song. I don't know the name of the song. I actually don't know what the name is.
Case is because
no, I do not link it in Discord. Do not link it in Discord. The Discord's gonna get banned. Do not link it in Discord.
All these different various city councils across the country receive some form of federal money. And whenever you steal north of $5,000 in federal money when you're an elected official, that opens you up for federal investigation. And what Tania Fernandes Anderson is accused of and actually pled guilty to.
No, okay. I'll give you the context. Okay, I'll give you the context. Okay, here's the context. Oh my God. See, the thing is even if I give the context, I was already taken out of context on my context. So like, there were people that were saying that okay. So one of the talking points used against me is people say Leaflit said that, I'm trying to be very careful how I say it. People have previously said about me that I said okay. So what people claim about me is that I have previously said that the KKK message is reasonable. That is not what I said. What I said is that if you compare the way that the KKK is messaging, if you compare them to like the screaming leftists, that it's easier to listen to, is what I said. Which is true, because the leftists just fucking scream. They just scream and they like, ree, and then they just fucking yell, that's what they sound like all the time, right? Whereas like a lot of the times, and like the reason I know this is because I have a lot of politics in my feed because I watch political content. So sometimes I'll get a little political content. I'll be like, wait a minute, this sounds like something that, the KKK would say. So like the thing is the way that because of that, I saw some of the videos on my feed and I watched them, and the way that they talk and the way that they explain things is a lot more reasonable than the way that the extreme left says things, which is just factually true, right? Because again, like I said, like the neo Nazis and the KKK, they'll explain things in a calm manner, and they'll explain their reasoning and logic behind what they're saying. I'm not saying I agree with it, but what I am saying is that they're better at explaining their points than the people on the left. Do you understand what I'm saying? And everybody get it? And how it's not the same thing. Shai said it's more insidious because that's what I said. It's actually way more scary, basically. It's scary that that's the case. Well, actually, not. I mean, I think honestly that the far left is just as dangerous. I'm just being real. Like I think they have way more in common and they're way more dangerous. Anyway, so my point is, I was watching a video of these KKK people explaining their points to like a young person, and but it didn't explicitly say it was KKK. It was just like a person explaining their point. And I was like, okay, that point's pretty reasonable. Yeah, that makes sense. And then out of nowhere, they said something completely out of left field. I was like, wait a minute, are these people KKK? And then I clicked on the ID, right, to like look at their profile. I was like, oh shit, this is a KKK guy. Holy fuck, I right. And so I basically was looking through it, and I noticed there was a lot of anime posts, and I was like, why is there like all this animation? And it was confusing the fuck out of me. So I went down this rabbit hole of like trying to find out why there's so much anime KKK posting, and then I came across the song. So that's how I got there. Okay, that's the explanation. That's the lore behind it. Anyway, people are more inclined to listen to even insane things when you aren't screaming it. Yeah, that was my point, basically. That was my whole point. Oh my god. No, I'm like, oh my god, dude. See, but people use that because I said that they take what I said out of context, and they say that, oh, like I approve of KKK messaging, which is just not true. It's like not what I said, but you know, I don't know, whatever. You know what? Honestly, I don't care anymore. If those retards want to think that that's what I'm saying, then whatever. I don't really care anymore. There's no pleasing them. They're gonna take what I say out of context anyway. So you know what? Fuck them. Just fuck them, honestly. I don't care anymore.
Was hiring a member of her family in order to receive a large bonus at the end of the year. Now, this bonus was $13,000. And of course, Tania Fernandes Anderson, who always excoriates white people for their horrible decisions and not thinking too much ahead, is actually so stupid that she decided to pay this member of her family that $13,000 bonus, which was more than every other staff member's bonus put together.
Oh my god.
Under the condition that she would get a kickback of around $7,000 because she could not control her own personal spending.
Wait,
So officials claim she offered her family member a hefty bonus, twice as much as the rest of her staff combined.
But that supersized bonus came with a hitch.
The bonus was more than $10,000, but the counselor directed her family member to kick back $7,000 to put in her own pocket. The two exchanged the money in a city hall bathroom.
Now, this is the most third world trash corruption that you've ever possibly seen, because Tania Fernandes Anderson told this family member, who again, she already knew based on being fined by the city already, that she was not allowed to hire, that she was going to give her this bonus under the condition that this family member withdrew that money from the account, which would be to the tune of $7,000. And then she exchanged the money with this person in cash in the Boston City Council chamber bathroom. This is what Tania Fernandes Anderson was found guilty of. This is what she pled guilty to. And of course, she faced a maximum sentence of around 10 years in prison due to the fact that this was an obvious instance of corruption.
All the way.
And by the way, credit to the prosecutors. By the way, this was back in the Biden administration, for going after her, for indicting her, and for pursuing a serious criminal conviction against her, even though Tania Fernandes Anderson was playing super sheepish and whatnot during this whole process, saying, look, people don't understand. I was in so many struggles, and of course, painting herself as the victim, but not too much as the victim during the course of this whole process, because obviously the
problem is that that's the natural result of having a mentality in which whatever you do can be excused based on if you're having a hard time or not. You know, they're having a hard time. They need that money. You know, it's the same thing where like you'll have a bunch of people break into a store and steal a bunch of stuff. Oh yeah, they needed that money. They needed it really bad. They really needed that TV, right? You have like that. You have those people that say like, oh, it's just a big business. They're just taking back what they need, right? If that's your mentality, then this is the natural result of it.
Judge wanted to see some contrition from her before he decided whether or not he was going to sentence her to a lengthy sentence. Now, of course, the feds were pushing for at least 1 year and 1 day because they wanted people to understand that this was a serious felony. And what makes a felony different from a misdemeanor is a misdemeanor sentence is anything below 1 year, but a felony sentence is anything above a year. So that's why they wanted a year and a day, because it was a symbolic victory. Now, I would have locked this woman up. I would have tossed her out of the country. The idea that we let illegal aliens become members of our city council, lecture members of the city council about their evil white racism, and then let them steal from us is insane, absurd, and ridiculous. Yeah, 100%. However, Tania Fernandes Anderson, who got a break at every step in the way in her entire life, ended up only getting a jail sentence of 30 days.
Well, first, thank you for so many people being here. My God, I'm not that important.
And I hope that after this, you guys will stop talking about me, because I'm actually an introvert, and it hurts when you put me on the news.
So she comes out in this press conference post her sentencing, talking about how she's an introvert, and it actually really bothers her that the media is talking about her, even though, let's be clear, she got them to talk.
They should have immediately, dude, this is ridiculous. She only got 30 days of a 10-year maximum. That, dude.
Talk about her because she's a thief, because she's a scumbag, because she robbed the taxpayers, not just the city of Boston taxpayers, but federal taxpayers. And in addition to that, this woman spent her entire career trying to draw as much attention to herself as possible.
Your votes here sometimes are racist.
Yo, chat. Do you make $7,000 in 1 month? Do you? Because I'm just saying, she got 1 month for stealing $7,000. Like, think about that. Her punishment was not even remotely equal. Not even remotely equal to damages. Yeah, exactly.
You move sometimes in a way that hurts my people. And then when I get up to stand up and talk, all she talks about is black stuff.
As you should. You can hear it. You can hear it in the background.
My people.
Listen to it. Listen.
And then when I get up to stand up and talk, all she talks about is black stuff.
As you should.
I am here to represent every single black woman and man that suffers in the community. God has my back. I am not afraid to not have political or any type of affiliations or connections. I came here, I fear none.
Yeah, because God really likes it when people steal. Yeah, true. Wow, really got him, guys.
No man but my Lord. Amen. I came here to serve people. I came here to love. I came here to grow. I'm actually an introvert, and it hurts when you put me on the news.
Real introvert energy, guys.
Claiming that she was the victim of all this evil white racism, and considering what she's most known for is screaming like a maniac about lynchings that never happened at all whatsoever, she ends up looking like a ridiculous joke, now trying to say that she's an introvert.
At least I'm a VTuber. Like I'm not like anywhere near you guys, right? So it's like she's in front of people screaming like that. People that are like looking at her, like, you know.
She's just a private person who always threw her stupid face in your face to call you a racist. But again, at least we're not at the point where she's decided to shift blame onto other people. I mean, we heard for a while about how she's sorry, how she regrets her decision, how it's all on her, again, in the lead up to her sentencing, just before her sentencing. But now that she's got sentenced, there's no way that she's going to change who's responsible for her own actions. There's no way that this is also somehow going to be the fault of evil white racism. Of course it is. You guys know 100% that's exactly where this is going, because this woman is insane, ridiculous, and again, a child.
Leaflit is the least racist VTuber, guys. Okay, I can easily quantify this, right? So like, I don't believe in affirmative action. I think affirmative action is bad. So already by that merit, I'm already less racist than every VTuber that agrees with affirmative action, right? If you think of it like that, that's already like 80% of VTubers, right? So it's like I don't have to like beat the other 20%. So it's quite easy. Yeah, it's actually
incapable.
I think it's real, actually. I think it's
taking
totally
responsibility for her own actions, now blaming people for talking about her because it makes her really uncomfortable to be talked about. I mean, she stole from you, the taxpayers. She robbed you blind while calling you evil, white, and racist. But the real problem...
You're pro-affirmative action, actually? Really, Julio? Like race-based? I'm okay with like non-race-based affirmative action. That's not really racist. And it has to be like based on like an economic criteria. I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in terms of race, right, Julio? Because like most people, when they talk about affirmative action, they're thinking about race, and that's what we're talking about right now. So in the context, right? That's what I mean, obviously.
Is you talking about it?
And for Boston Herald and all of the folks who've like try to create stories, try to verify your facts. The reason why I don't talk to you is because you never report accurately on black people. You're always causing some sort of trouble. And
This is a can't stop, won't stop angle, dude.
And you know what? The responsibility really is not on Boston Herald or ABC or Fox 25. The responsibility should be on the Black community. We need to create Black media so that we can actually be able to create a fair story and report accurately on Black people. The emotions came from what I said.
Yeah, of course. The real issue in this particular story is not that Tania Fernandes Anderson is an anti-white, horrible racist
who tried to steal money, by the way. You tried to steal $7,000 of taxpayer money.
Came to this nation as an illegal alien, got into the position of Boston City Councilor, hired a bunch of family members, was fined by the Boston City Council, told specifically that she couldn't do that, then decided because she can't pay her rent, can't manage her own personal finances, has no discipline, to hire another family member that she knew it was illegal to do, pay that person an excessive bonus, and then try to pocket that money in cash through a bathroom exchange. The real issue, the real problem is the fact that white media
25% less taxes if you're married, 25% per child with 3 max. I would only agree with the second part, the 25% less taxes per child. I would only agree with that if they're married. I think the marriage should be like the first part of that, and all of the other stuff is contingent on the first part.
Doesn't report fairly on Black people. That you're talking about this, that we're all talking about her corruption, her theft, her absolute scumbaggery. That's actually the real issue that our society faces, because in reality, she should just be allowed to do that. And if you think that she shouldn't, if you're against stealing of taxpayer resources by a strong, beautiful Black woman like herself, first Black woman, first Islamic, first illegal.
Well, the reason behind it, right, is yeah, I don't want to go into it. It's going to be like a whole other
alien
topic.
To be elected to the Boston City Council, then you're the problem. Ridiculous.
Basically, it's basically that allegory is that we want to incentivize families, yes, but it would just take me too long to explain it.
Absurd. Shut up.
Tell me, what's your name again? Miss Sacchetti, tell me the last time that you caused a sin, that you committed a sin and you did something wrong. And I took responsibility for every bit of it. I didn't make excuses. I didn't say I didn't do this part or that part. I took responsibility for all of it. But there is a moment in your life where you've had to admit to your wrongs, that you've had to do that. But what the media does is you guys really hurt families, you hurt people.
So right here we have Tania Fernandes Anderson calling out a random white reporter saying, you have sinned, you have done wrong in your life. And you know what? How would you feel if the news media reported on the bad things that you did? Now, I don't know what this local news reporter...
They should have put her in for 10 years, dude. This is ridiculous. What a mistake. What a miscarriage of justice, actually. This is awful.
Did that's on the scale of robbing from the taxpayer, but I also find it hilarious that this woman is making the case that she's taken responsibility as she's shifting the blame to white media for her crime, for the coverage that she received. And she's like, oh my God, you hurt people, you hurt Black people, you hurt families, even though, again, she is the one who hurt the taxpayers. She's the one who stole from them. And by the way, yeah, we did hurt your family because you kept hiring them to patronage positions that were illegal. But you know what? When you commit the crimes, when you're the problem, you should take responsibility rather than shifting blame to white media.
You report on stories. You don't consider people's children. You don't care about where they are. You don't care.
I think a fair way to do that, I think a fair way to do it would be a fair way would be to have a marriage bonus first, because that's what we already have. But I think the marriage bonus should be less, right? Because the problem is, if you're going to put tax incentives on getting married, so this is like a little bit of a tangent on what Chat's talking about. If you're going to make a tax incentive for marriage, right, it would have to be tied to an overall benefit for society, which I guess most people would consider child rearing. In which case, the marriage tax benefit should be low, or it should be zero, and it should be contingent on perhaps after that. So after the marriage thing, which has a low, okay, so there's a small incentive, because right now all of the incentives is just getting married, right? I think it should be a small incentive for the marriage, and then a much larger incentive for actually having the kids, and then raising the kids should be all within that it should be both. It should be both for creating the children and then raising them. So then you could be logically consistent in terms of the law, right? So then you could have cases, I guess, where you have gay couples adopt, but they would get less because they didn't actually create the kids. Does that make sense? It's like you could probably do that way. I'm just trying to think of like a way that you could fulfill all of the reasons you would want to have a tax incentive for marriage. Because right now, I think the tax incentive to marriage is like a little bit dumb. I think personally, it seems unfair basically right now. I think
that I'm a black woman, that I'm an immigrant, that I'm getting death threats, and I'm not a victim. I'm not saying any of that, and I took responsibility. I'm asking you to humanize black people, especially black women, especially black immigrants.
So first of all, she is obviously playing the victim right here. We all understand what's happening.
That's inequality. No, because it's based on merit. It's still merit based still across, because again, you would still get the tax benefit, right? So the tax, like, I'm just making up shit right now, right? So the initial tax benefit for getting married is like low. It's like much lower than it is now. And then if you have kids, if you conceive kids within the marriage, then that has a tax benefit to it. That is, sorry. It goes like this. The tax benefit for getting married, and then you have the tax benefit for rearing kids, and then there's an extra tax benefit for having conceived the kids, basically. And it's all like in that order. So just conceiving the kids doesn't actually give you all of the tax benefit. It's reliant on you raising the kids, and then that is reliant on them being married. That like kind of tower structure, I think, would be good. And the reason why that's fair is because procreation is like important for like humanity to like continue. So incentivizing humanity's like flourishing, like there being more human beings is a good thing for society, like to strive for. And the thing is, the fact of the matter is that gay people can't do that, right? It's just it doesn't work that way right now. So that's why it would be, you would have that. It's not really unequal, because it's just not a possibility to actually do that part. So it's based on the action and the merit of the action rather than the immutable characteristics or beliefs of the people.
Understand what she's doing. She's saying, oh my God, it's so sad. Think about your dehumanizing language to black women, black immigrants, and oh my God, the Muslims and all these people. They're being so victimized and dehumanized by your language. And I just want you guys to understand that it's this mindset where you call out somebody for their actual crimes, but then they accuse you of dehumanizing them. That actually is one of the things that leads the left wing to be so violent. Because remember, we're now not talking about her actions. We're now not talking about the fact that she stole from the taxpayers, that she hired all these family members in patronage positions, that she exchanged $7,000 in the bathroom of the Boston City Council. We're now talking about you dehumanizing her, your words becoming violence. So therefore, it's acceptable for you to use violence against the person hurling those words. That's the ideology we're seeing in a small modicum right here on words. That's the ideology we're seeing in a small modicum right here on display for us, and it's ridiculous in every way. Again, you did the things, you did the crime, you should be doing the time, rather than complaining about the fact that people in the media noticed what you were doing. And oh my God, I'm receiving death threats. Obviously, we're against death threats. We want this woman to play out her life in the public as an example of who you should never elect in the future. We don't want her to actually become a victim, but the idea that she already is the victim because we noticed her stealing is insane, absurd, and ridiculous.
And there's no like.
This is what I mean. Like, just won't accept responsibility ever.
Excuses here. It's just simply report.
It's not my fault. It's because of the white people. Every fucking time.
And to my black community, this is where we are in the state of things in Boston.
Look at how racially polarizing these people are. Like, the problem is, guys, you know what the KKKs and the neo-Nazis are saying? Their entire point is like, listen, these people are going to make it into a race war, and we're giving them the power to do that, and they are going to come for us, basically. They're going to like band together, and the problem is that white people are not together. They're not like, they don't have a racial solidarity. So what's going to happen is, if we don't have racial solidarity, these other groups are going to come for us. So we have to like lay down the law now before they have the chance to eradicate us. That's what the KKK's like whole thing is, right? Why are these people doing this? They're like basically trying to prove them right. Dude. This is what I'm saying. It's like they're vindicating everything the KKK has been saying. It's actually fucking insane. Like, it's so crazy.
City where we have so much money. I'm not trying.
It's textbook horseshoe theory. It is. It really is. It's basically if you don't know the horseshoe theory, basically the extreme leftists are closer to the extreme right than they are to the center. So like moderates like me, they're like so fucking far that like they're more in like handshake territory than we are.
What the prosecutors, I wasn't trying to gain momentum or popularity. I actually don't like talking to you guys. I actually don't like being in the media. It's just too much. And so can you please, I'm asking you for the love of God, stop talking about me. Just let the story go. It happened. I took responsibility. I'm off now. My Uber's here. And thank you for the real ones who were always fair and actually reported accurately. I thank you. I do have to go.
No comment.
The KKK basically believes the same thing as these people. I'm just being real. It's honestly the same thing. It's just black instead of white. If you replaced it, it's the same thing.
Again, as this woman is shifting responsibility to white media and the evil white racists in the press,
it's the same thing. Like, what were they saying? Oh, the white people are evil. Black people need to band together. They do all of these evil bad things because they're white. Like, it's the same thing. It's literally the exact same message with the colors flipped.
For being the cause of all her problems, she is then jettisoned off in order to get into her Uber so she can get the hell up out of here. But she really wants you to not talk about this. She really wants you to let the story go, pretend like it never happened, and no, we're not going to do that. You're not going to come into our country, steal from us.
It's literally this, guys. Like I'll show you guys a video after
us, and then go on rants about how the people who live here, the people who were born here, the people who welcomed you in, forgave you as an illegal alien, let you be on the city council, are evil white racists, and then call us evil white racists for noticing that you're a thief, that you're a scumbag, that you robbed the taxpayer for your own personal gain. Shut up. Shut your stupid mouth. Take your medicine, and then maybe we'll move on when we decide it's time to move on.
Can you respect? I'm trying to manage two I'm trying to manage two groups. If you just give me a moment, it'll just be 30 seconds. I want you to respect what I just said. I would like for you to understand what I said. You hurt people, even when people take...
Respect is earned, bitch. Shut the hell up.
Responsibility. Even when I say to you, I take full responsibility, the good, the bad, all of it. And you guys still try to report inaccurately on black communities, on black people. I'm not...
You fucking came here illegally. And then you stole money from the people. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here.
A victim. I'm not portraying to be a victim. I'm asking white media to report accurately on black people and black families and stop hurting.
She's not supposed to be here. Send her back to Africa.
People.
What is your response to getting prison time?
The response
to your sentence to getting prison time?
Everything that happens is for a reason.
Again, after somebody tries to usher her off because she's looking like an absolute idiot, she then comes back to the microphone and says, I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. Here are all the reasons why I'm a victim, because you, the media.
I would honestly I would be okay with okay, we're gonna forgive all of your things, like no more jail, no nothing, but get the fuck out and never come back. Leave and never return.
Media, the white media in particular, attack black families. Innocent Beba Angel black women who just want to steal from the taxpayers in order to enrich themselves due to the fact that they can't handle their own bills, that she can't manage her own personal finances, due to the fact that she is corrupt from top to bottom, an absolute racist. For some reason, you guys keep paying attention to her, somebody who put herself in a position for public service that the media has every right to comment on. Again, if you want to live in a corrupt country, if you want to live in a place where the media is restricted from reporting on your corruption, go back to Africa. Just take a flight, get your ass over there, then we won't talk about you anymore. That will be the standard normal operating procedure back in your home country or your home continent. So
dude, that's so true. That's so true, Ursula. Dude, like, these people have no idea. Like, they have, dude, these people are insanely lucky that conservative Americans have a lot of restraint, because if we didn't have the same if we had the same level of restraint as them, holy fuck, dude, can you imagine that? Can you imagine if like conservative Americans didn't have God and had no restraint? Man, dude, actually, we literally saw that. That was World War II. actually.
Have a good time over there, but don't come over here and lecture people about their race, say that they're the problem because they're white, talk about how you're the victim for years, steal from those people, then pretend that you're taking responsibility as you blame them for your own crimes. So yeah, this is where I'm gonna leave it right here. I want to know what you guys think about all this down in the comments below. Special thanks to Incogni for sponsoring this video. As per usual, if you like the video, show them by leaving a like, subscribe for more content, follow me on my social medias, support me via the support links in the description of this video. This has been me talking about the absolute madness of Tania Fernandes Anderson. Till next time.
That was a really good one. I didn't even know about this person. Holy shit. I didn't even know about this bitch. These people are they're so lucky, man. They should be thanking God every day for the restraint that people have. And I'll tell you that restraint, like it's running out. It really is. Like you see a lot of people. Also, I just realized the I know it's not that, but it's just funny. Like but it's like, yeah, they should be glad that there's restraint, because it would just, man, if people just went fucking fully like uninhibited, it would be so bad. It really would be. If conservatives were the monsters that they think that we are, man, they have no idea. Yeah, people's patience is wearing thin. It really is. I've seen it a lot, and I don't like it. I really don't. I really think it's a bad thing. I wish that it was better than that.